Okay, so anyone who's spent time in a car recently knows the feeling, right? Untangling cables, plugging your phone in just to use your favorite apps.
It's a bit of a first world problem,
It is, but hey,
but still.
we're in that world, so we might as well try and solve it.
Exactly.
That's what today's deep dive is all about: wireless CarPlay. We had a great suggestion from a listener to really dig into the "How does wireless CarPlay work?" blog post from the AutoKit CarPlay store. So for everyone who dreams of a truly cable-free car experience, this one's for you.
Yeah, that blog post lays a really good foundation, and our goal today is to build on that. We want to go beyond just "it works because magic" and really get into the nitty-gritty of the technology. How does wireless CarPlay actually manage to connect your iPhone to your car without any physical tethers? What makes it tick? That's what we're going to uncover.
All right, so to kick things off, let's set the scene. We all know standard CarPlay, right? Plug in your phone with a cable and boom, your iPhone's interface takes over the car's screen. Pretty straightforward. But with wireless CarPlay, obviously the cable goes away. So what's changing fundamentally? How is the connection actually happening?
At its core, wireless CarPlay is still all about bringing that iPhone experience into your car. Think navigation, music, calls, messages, infamia. Those essential functions are still front and center. The real shift, as the blog post highlights, is in how those functions get delivered. We're moving away from the limitations of that physical lightning cable and embracing the world of wireless communication. Specifically, wireless CarPlay leverages two key technologies: Bluetooth and Wi-Fi.
Okay, so Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, two technologies that are pretty ubiquitous these days. We use them all the time for all sorts of things. But how do they come together to make wireless CarPlay possible?
So think of it this way. Bluetooth is kind of like the icebreaker. It establishes that initial connection between your phone and the car.
Yeah.
It's reliable, it's secure, but it's not really designed for large amounts of data.
Right. Streaming music or using navigation would be pretty choppy if it were all relying on Bluetooth.
Exactly. That's where Wi-Fi steps in. Wi-Fi provides that high bandwidth pipeline capable of streaming all that rich content, music, podcasts, maps from your phone to your car's display without a hitch. It's the muscle behind the operation.
Okay, so Bluetooth is like the handshake, the introduction, and then Wi-Fi takes over to really get the party started. But practically speaking, how does this all play out when you actually get in your car? What's the step-by-step process?
The first time you set up wireless CarPlay in a new car, you'll actually still need to use that lightning cable. Think of it as a formal introduction. Your phone and car need to get acquainted first.
So kind of like a meet and greet before they can start communicating wirelessly?
Precisely. During this initial wired connection, your car's system basically learns to recognize your phone, and you'll likely get a prompt on your iPhone asking you to enable wireless CarPlay. Once you give the thumbs up, the magic can really start to happen.
Got it. So initial setup involves that one-time cable connection, kind of like registering your phone with the car. What happens next?
Once you've done that initial setup, the next time you get in your car, things become much more seamless. Your car will automatically detect your iPhone via Bluetooth, just like how your wireless headphones connect.
Ah, so Bluetooth is always kind of lurking in the background, waiting to make that initial connection.
Exactly. And if your phone is within range, which it usually is if it's in your pocket or bag, your car will then seamlessly switch over to that Wi-Fi connection we talked about. And all of this happens automatically in the background. You don't have to do anything.
That is pretty slick. So it's like Bluetooth says, hey, I recognize this phone, and then Wi-Fi kicks in and says, all right, let's get this data flowing.
Precisely. And from that point on, it's all wireless. Your music starts playing through your car's speakers, your maps pop up on the display, you can make calls, send messages, all without ever taking your phone out of your pocket.
And all this is happening with the familiar iPhone interface that we're all used to, right? No need to learn a whole new system.
Absolutely. The whole point of CarPlay, whether it's wired or wireless, is to provide that consistent, user-friendly experience. The icons, the menus, the way you interact with the apps, it all mirrors what you're used to on your iPhone. And crucially, you can still use your car's existing controls, like the touchscreen, steering wheel buttons, and voice commands, to interact with everything.
All right, so we've covered the what and the how of wireless CarPlay. Now let's get to the why. Why should someone care about this? What are the real-world benefits that you see people experiencing with this technology?
Well, first and foremost, it's just incredibly convenient. Think about all those times you hop in the car for a quick trip to the store or to pick up the kids. Maybe it's not even worth the hassle of digging out your cable and plugging in your phone. With wireless CarPlay, that hassle disappears entirely. You get in, your phone connects, and you're good to go. It's just one less thing to think about.
So it's really about streamlining that entire experience, eliminating those little points of friction that we encounter throughout the day.
Exactly. And it goes beyond just convenience, too. The blog post really emphasizes the safety aspect of wireless CarPlay. And I think that's a crucial point. By making everything hands-free, it allows you to keep your focus where it should be on the road. You're not fumbling with cables. You're not looking down at your phone to make sure it's connected. You can keep your hands on the wheel and your eyes on the road, which is essential for safe driving.
And that automatic reconnection feature plays a role in that safety aspect as well, right? Since it connects so quickly, you're not tempted to fiddle with your phone while you're driving.
Absolutely. The temptation to just quickly glance at your phone or adjust the cable is eliminated because everything just works automatically. It's one less distraction to worry about.
Okay, so convenience and safety are definitely major selling points. But like with any technology, there are always a few things to keep in mind, right? The blog post offers some practical tips for using wireless CarPlay effectively. What are some of the key takeaways for our listeners?
One thing to be aware of is the potential impact on battery life. Since your phone is constantly using Bluetooth and Wi-Fi to maintain that wireless connection, it's natural that it might drain the battery a bit faster than if it were just sitting idle. For longer trips, it's still a good idea to have a charging cable handy, just in case.
Makes sense. Especially if you're relying on your phone for navigation, you don't want it dying mid-route. Any other practical considerations?
The blog post also stresses the importance of compatibility. Not all cars and not all iPhones support wireless CarPlay. They recommend checking your car's owner's manual or the manufacturer's website to make sure your vehicle is compatible. And equally important, they say, to keep your iPhone's operating system and your car's infotainment software up to date. Those updates often include bug fixes and optimizations that can make a big difference in how smoothly everything runs.
All right, so compatibility and software updates, that's good advice for any tech, really. Now, what about the apps themselves? Are there any limitations on what apps you can use with wireless CarPlay?
Right. The blog post makes a point of reminding us that only CarPlay-enabled apps will work on your car's display. That means you can't just use any app on your phone.
So is that a technical limitation or a deliberate design choice?
I think it's a bit of both. On a technical level, CarPlay requires apps to be specifically designed to work with that interface. But it's also a safety consideration. The idea is to limit distractions for the driver by providing a curated set of apps that are optimized for use in the car. Stick to the CarPlay-enabled apps, and you'll have a much smoother, safer, and more enjoyable experience.
Okay, so stick to the CarPlay ecosystem. Got it. Now, one last question. What about people who are listening to this and thinking, man, I love the idea of wireless CarPlay, but my car is a few years old and only has the wired version. Is there any hope for them?
Absolutely. That's actually one of the coolest things I learned from that blog post. They talk about wireless CarPlay adapters, which basically act as a bridge between your phone and your car's existing wired CarPlay system.
So you can actually retrofit an older car to make it wirelessly compatible. That's amazing. How do those adapters work?
From what I understand, you just plug the adapter into your car's USB port, the same one you normally use for the cable, and then your phone connects to the adapter wirelessly. It's like a little translator that speaks both wired CarPlay and wireless CarPlay.
That's a game changer. It opens up wireless CarPlay to a whole new audience, although I imagine it's always a good idea to do your research and make sure the adapter you choose is compatible with your specific car and iPhone model.
Absolutely. A little bit of due diligence can go a long way in ensuring a smooth experience.
All right, so to sum up, wireless CarPlay uses a clever combination of Bluetooth and Wi-Fi to create a seamless, cable-free connection between your iPhone and your car. It's convenient, it enhances safety, and it even allows you to upgrade older vehicles.
That's a great summary. It's truly a step forward in integrating our digital lives with our driving experience in a way that's both intuitive and safe.
And on that note, I think it's time for our final thought. We've seen this incredible shift towards wireless technology in so many areas of our lives. What other aspects of the driving experience do you think might become wireless in the future? Will we see wireless charging pads become standard in all cars? Will our cars be able to communicate with each other wirelessly to improve safety and traffic flow? Or maybe even further out, will we eventually have fully autonomous cars that operate completely wirelessly? It's a fascinating landscape to contemplate. But for now, we'll leave you with that thought. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of wireless CarPlay.
Until next time.